Welcome to this comprehensive guide on cloud security best practices. As organizations increasingly move their operations to the cloud, understanding how to protect cloud resources has become essential. In this video, we'll explore the fundamental security principles that every organization needs to implement to safeguard their data, applications, and infrastructure in cloud environments. Whether you're working with public, private, or hybrid cloud deployments, these best practices will help you build a strong security foundation. The foundation of cloud security begins with understanding the shared responsibility model. This is a security framework that clearly defines who is responsible for what between you and your cloud provider. The cloud provider is responsible for security of the cloud itself, which includes the physical infrastructure, hardware, networking equipment, and data centers. On the other hand, you as the customer are responsible for security in the cloud, which means protecting your data, managing your applications, configuring access controls, and ensuring your resources are properly set up. Think of it this way. The cloud provider builds and maintains a secure building, but you're responsible for locking your doors and managing who has the keys. Identity and access management, or IAM, is crucial for controlling who can access your cloud resources. First, implement the principle of least privilege, which means giving users only the minimum access they need to do their jobs, nothing more. Second, enable multi-factor authentication, or MFA, which adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to verify their identity through multiple methods, like a password plus a code sent to their phone. Third, use role-based access control, or RBAC, which assigns permissions based on job roles rather than individual users, making access management much more efficient. Finally, regularly audit and review permissions to ensure that access rights remain appropriate as roles and responsibilities change within your organization. Data encryption is your shield against unauthorized access to sensitive information. There are two critical types of encryption you must implement. First is encryption at rest, which protects data while it's stored in databases, file systems, or storage services. Use strong encryption standards like a ES-256 to ensure your stored data remains secure even if physical storage is compromised. Second is encryption in transit, which protects data as it moves across networks between your users, applications, and services. Always use TLS or SSL protocols for all data transmissions to prevent interception and eavesdropping. Together, these two encryption approaches ensure your data is protected throughout its entire lifecycle. Network security forms a protective barrier around your cloud resources. Start by configuring firewalls and security groups, which act as virtual barriers that control incoming and outgoing traffic based on predefined security rules. Implement network segmentation and virtual private clouds, or VPCs, to isolate different parts of your infrastructure and contain potential security breaches. Restrict public access to resources by ensuring that only necessary services are exposed to the internet, while keeping sensitive systems behind private networks. Finally, continuously monitor network traffic for anomalies, as unusual patterns can indicate security threats or ongoing attacks. Effective network security creates multiple layers of defense that make it significantly harder for attackers to reach your critical resources. Logging and monitoring are your eyes and ears in the cloud environment, helping you detect and respond to security incidents. Enable comprehensive logging for all resources to create a detailed record of who accessed what, when, and from where. Set up alerts for suspicious activities so you're immediately notified of potential security threats, such as failed login attempts, unusual data transfers, or unauthorized configuration changes. Implement security information and event management, or SIEM, systems that collect, analyze, and correlate security events from across your entire cloud infrastructure. Centralize and retain logs for compliance purposes, as many regulations require organizations to maintain audit trails for specific periods. Without proper logging and monitoring, you're essentially operating blind, unable to detect threats or investigate incidents effectively. Security configuration management ensures your cloud resources remain secure and consistent over time. Maintain secure baseline configurations that define the standard security settings for all your resources, preventing security gaps caused by misconfigurations. Automate security updates and patches to quickly address vulnerabilities without manual intervention, reducing the window of exposure to known threats. Use infrastructure as code to define your cloud resources and their configurations in version-controlled templates, ensuring consistency across environments and making it easier to audit and replicate secure configurations. Regularly scan for misconfigurations using automated tools that identify security weaknesses like overly permissive access rules, unencrypted storage, or exposed services. Proper configuration management eliminates one of the most common sources of cloud security breaches: human error and inconsistent settings. Data backup and recovery capabilities are essential for business continuity and resilience against data loss events. Automate backups across multiple geographic regions to protect against regional outages, natural disasters, or data center failures. Storing backups in different locations ensures that even if one region experiences problems, your data remains safe and accessible elsewhere. However, creating backups is only half the solution. Regularly test recovery procedures to verify that backup integrity is maintained and that you can actually restore your data when needed. Many organizations discover too late that their backups were corrupted or incomplete. By conducting routine restoration tests, you ensure that when disaster strikes, whether from ransomware attacks, accidental deletions, or system failures, you can quickly recover your data and resume normal operations. Compliance and governance provide the framework for managing security responsibilities and meeting legal obligations. Start by understanding regulatory requirements that apply to your industry and geography, such as GDPR for European data protection, HIPAA for healthcare information, or PCI-DSS for payment card data. Each regulation has specific security and privacy requirements you must meet. Implement security policies and standards that document how your organization approaches cloud security, defining rules, procedures, and responsibilities. Conduct regular security audits to assess whether your security controls are working effectively and to identify areas needing improvement. Maintain documentation and evidence trails that demonstrate compliance efforts, including security assessments, policy approvals, training records, and incident response activities. Strong governance ensures security isn't just a technical issue, but an organizational priority with clear accountability. Incident response planning prepares your organization to handle security incidents effectively and minimize their impact. Develop and document incident response procedures that clearly outline the steps to take when a security incident occurs, from initial detection through containment, eradication, and recovery. Establish a security incident response team with defined roles and responsibilities, including technical experts, legal advisors, communications specialists, and management representatives. Conduct regular tabletop exercises where team members walk through simulated security scenarios, helping them practice their response procedures and identify gaps before real incidents occur. Define communication protocols and escalation paths that specify who needs to be notified, when, and how, both internally and externally. Without a well-rehearsed incident response plan, organizations often waste critical time during actual incidents, making mistakes that worsen the situation and extend recovery time.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.